Well, that episode didn't go quite as expected. Love Island All Stars, Monday the 27th of January, and Scott took Tina for a chat to explain that he didn't want to dead things off, as they say, and he just wasn't sure that he was on the same page as her, and he felt like they were going a bit too fast, and he was starting to freak out. The whole time they're speaking, all I could think was, they boots that she wears are a fucking mess. She had them on a couple of episodes ago, and they were black, and I seen them and I thought, who the fuck is wearing them? They're a disaster. Now she's got them in two colours. I know that Love Island give them clothes to wear so that they can advertise stuff, but are they actually her boots? I've seen people wearing them on TikTok as well. I wouldn't be able to take her seriously. Luca was talking to Rodney and Curtis, and Rodney says that he broke boy code, and Luca says boy code goes out the window when your boy gets in your face. I agree. He literally stepped up to him. Who you talking to? Like as if he was trying to fight. It was so embarrassing. Scott was the one who started it when he insinuated that he knew something about Luca, and then he was like, oh, I'm not saying because you're my boy, or whatever it was he said. And he was winding Luca up, and then Luca thought, well, do you know what? I do know something about you, you fucking dick. And then he came out with it. I'm 100% on Luca's side. I okay at hurting his feelings, but Scott shouldn't have been such a fucking arsehole. I seen Scott's two brothers on TikTok. The one who won Celebrity Big Brother was like, oh, I'm really upset, I'm worried about him because he's not used to these situations, and you know he's never been in a situation like this in his life. Not that he knows every single situation that he's ever been in. And then his other brother was just pissing himself laughing, and he's like, what's he doing? He's 36 and he's on Love Island. Now, I'm not against older people being on Love Island, but his behaviour when he actually walked up to try and like square up to Luca, it was just a fucking embarrassment. Like, people arguing is one thing, but when you think that you're going to act like a hard man, when you're just like fucking pathetic, is a joke. Grace said that she thought Luca reacted that way because Scott kissed Grace, and he says, I don't make it about you, and she says, I'm not making it about me. 100% she was making it about her. Did she not think to herself, Scott was being a dick to him? Scott was fucking poking the bear, and he thought he was going to be a smart ass because he's an older man, and then Luca retaliated. Okay, Luca wasn't happy that Scott kissed Grace, right? They were all jealous when their partners kissed somebody else, but it definitely wasn't the reason that he acted that way. Ronnie took Harriet to the secret garden, and he brought in her teddy, and he's like, oh, it's just you, me and Flopsy again, right? And see, if I thought that that was genuine, I'd be like, that, oh, that was cute. But I don't. I think that they've been together the whole time. I actually think that they two have been together, lying in bed going, oh, do you know what, we should have won Love Island, what could we do? We could go back on. They've plotted this whole situation. And then when he turned around and says to her the other day, oh, it's you, it's always been you. I'm like, what have they been doing, binge watching One Tree Hill? Not only that, Harriet was saying that she wasn't just going to forgive him and she wanted to explore other options and stuff. And then when they came out the secret garden, she was just sitting on his knee, as if like everything's all fucking hunky-dory. I've mentioned this before, it's not even really related to last night's show, but I love the way Gabby dresses. They were all going to bed, and I don't know exactly what was said at the time, but I think that Ronnie asked Harriet if she'd been with anybody else while they had split up, and she says aye, and he was in a huff. And I thought they just building the storyline here, they try to make it more dramatic. Are you trying to tell me that even though I don't find Ronnie attractive, there is people out there who find him attractive? Are you trying to tell me that when they were split up, he didn't go with anybody? They're not split up. Scott and Luca were having a chat, and Scott was saying that he wants to squash it, and he's like his little brother, and like things just get took out of hand or whatever. And Luca was crying, and some people were saying online that Luca was soft. Let me tell you something about men. If a man feels emotional and he feels upset, and he feels strong enough to cry, 100% love it. When a man's in a huff and he just gives you the silent treatment, he doesn't text you, he runs away and doesn't speak to you for however many days, doesn't talk about his emotions, toxic masculinity and weak as fuck. I understand that everybody processes their emotions differently, but it actually shows strength when you cry, and I don't care what any of these fucking weak ass men say. Scott's feeling a lot better in the whole Tina situation, and he says, I feel better now that she knows how I feel and I'm happy, like, and they said, oh, look, I actually done you a favour. But now Tina is talking to the girls and she's saying, I've got my guard up now, I don't want to be too emotional, I don't want to be too huggy and stuff. And it just goes to show you, like, men and women at times can be on completely fucking different pages. Ronnie was all happy with himself because he was walking over to Ekin-Su and Curtis, and he's doing this walk because he's all happy that him and Harriet are back together. And he says that everything is going great and he's happy, and Ekin-Su says, don't get your hopes up, because she says that she's not in love with you and that she's still open to meet other guys. Now, she's trying to say, as a friend, I didn't want him to get his hopes up, but it was all about the drama. She knows that Harriet has got no intentions of being open to anybody else. That's a fact. She just wanted to say that to get a reaction out of him. I know that I'm all about being honest with your friends, but in that moment, I just would have been like, hopefully everything works out, or maybe you should give her space to be open with other people because you've had your chance, instead of saying, oh, by the way, she just says that to the girls. Why does everybody need to do this? Why don't they just plant the seed as if, oh, I think that you might want to let her know other people, instead of just blatantly telling every cunt what every other cunt said? When he pulled Harriet, he was like, oh, you says that you don't love me, blah, blah, blah. It was a whole situation. Then she went over to Ekin-Su. Now, I am one of the people who, if somebody says to me, this person said this, and we are in the same house at the same fucking time, I'm going to go over and ask about it. The whole thing was pointless because they went over and Ekin-Su said, oh, I only said that you said this, and she says, that is what I said. Literally repeated the fucking conversation word for word. It was just fake drama for no reason. Curtis was saying to Ekin-Su, oh, I feel bad for Ronnie because, like, he really loves Harriet, he's never said a bad word about her. That's because they're still going out. That's it. It's so clear. But not only that, it makes so much sense to me that when they two were together and they're maybe lying in bed watching the show, and she's saying, oh, you humiliated me, I chased after you and I looked like a dick, and then he's like, we can go back in and you can make me look like a dick now. Is that not just, like, obvious to people? I will say this though, Ronnie's reactions, like the way he reacts to the way Harriet's speaking and the way he reacts to other people saying, oh, she's going to be open to other guys and stuff, if what I'm saying is true and they are actually still together, give this guy a fucking Oscar, because his acting skills are excellent. I mean, I don't know if they want to do some sort of scripted reality show that he could be on, but in my mind I'm thinking the two of them haven't even split up, but then when I'm watching him, he's selling it. Do you know what I mean? He's really giving it his all. When Harriet says that she still wanted a chance to be open with other guys, and then he stormed off in a huff, I was like, this is so believable. He is really fucking selling this to me. Grace said to Luca that she didn't want him to act the way he did because it's put her off or it's given her the ick or whatever it was that she said. And okay, he shouldn't have said that thing about them not feeling it anymore, but he was within his right to stand up for himself, and the fact that she's telling him to basically not stand up for himself would give me the ick. So anyway, Maths Australia started last night in Australia. I'm going to watch it now, and if it's any good, I'll maybe make a video. I don't think it starts in the UK until February, but I think I'll just make the videos now just in case anybody's watching it ahead of that. But let me know if you're going to be watching Maths Australia, because Australian reality TV is way better than every other country. And let me know what you thought of last night's episode, and I'll see you again tonight. Bye!